Welcome to this lesson on the cross product. In the world of vectors, multiplying two items isn't as straightforward as simple numbers. Today, we are going to explore the cross product, also known as the vector product, which is a fundamental operation in three-dimensional space. By the end of this video, you will understand how to find a vector that is perpendicular to two other vectors. So, what exactly is the cross product? It is a binary operation on two vectors in a three-dimensional space. The most important thing to remember is that unlike the dot product, which gives you a scalar number, the cross product results in a brand new vector. This new vector has a very special property. It is perpendicular or orthogonal to the plane created by your two input vectors, u and v. Let's visualize this. Imagine vectors u and v forming a flat surface or a plane. The cross product, let's call it vector w, shoots straight out of that plane at a 90-degree angle. It is perpendicular to vector u, and it is also perpendicular to vector v simultaneously. This is incredibly useful in computer graphics and physics when you need to find the normal vector to a surface. But wait, the vector could point straight up or straight down, right? Both are perpendicular. To decide the direction, we use the right-hand rule. Point your index finger along vector u, and your middle finger along vector v. Your thumb will then point in the direction of the resulting cross product. This shows us that order matters. If you swap u and v, your thumb would point in the opposite direction. Beyond direction, the cross product also has a magnitude, or length. The length of the cross product vector is equal to the magnitude of u times the magnitude of v times the sine of the angle between them. Geometrically, this value represents the exact area of the parallelogram formed by the two vectors. If the vectors are parallel, the area is 0. Now, how do we actually calculate it? We use the standard basis vectors I, j, and k. The formula is often remembered using a determinant of a matrix. The top row is I, j, k. The second row components are from vector u, and the third row components are from vector v. When we expand this, we get the formula shown below. Be very careful with the middle term, the j component, as it must be subtracted. Let's try a real example with numbers. We have vector u at 2, 1, -1, and vector v at -3, 4, 1. For the I component, we multiply 1 by 1 minus -1 by 4, giving us 5. For the j component, we calculate the determinant and then flip the sign, giving us 1. For k, we get 11. So our final resulting vector is 5, 1, 11. Here are some properties you should know. First, the cross product is anti-commutative. U cross v is equal to -v cross u second. It is not associative, so parentheses placement changes the result. And finally, if you cross a vector with itself or any parallel vector, the result is the 0 vector, because there is no area between them. It is always good to check your work. Since the result should be perpendicular to the inputs, the dot product of your result with the original vectors should be 0. Looking at our previous example, if we take the dot product of our result 5, 1, 11 with the original vector u, we get 10 plus 1 minus 11, which equals 0. The answer is verified. To summarize what we have learned, the cross product produces a vector, not a scalar. Its direction is determined by the right-hand rule and is perpendicular to the inputs. Its magnitude equals the area of the parallelogram formed by the inputs. You calculate it using the determinant method, and you can verify it using the dot product.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.